Okay, and the final symbol, and that's going to be quite important for us, is the hashtag. So the hashtag is a way to unite tweets around a particular topic. So basically, these tags help people seek out similar content and search for tweets around a particular topic. And you create a hashtag on Twitter simply by prefixing a word with the hash symbol. Therefore, if you were sending a message about voting, then you might add the hashtag voting to your tweet, and anyone that's looking for tweets around that topic will be able to find it and find what you're saying, and you'll be able to find people that are also talking about the same thing. So this way, this single hash symbol comes to represent a powerful way to track information and participate in conversations and actually share movements. Okay, I understand that there's been quite a lot of jargon and it seems quite complicated, and I think a lot of people when they first join Twitter kind of feel that and they don't quite get it, and I came across this graph that I think sums up the experience of Twitter really well. At the beginning you can see people like, I don't get it, I can see someone's on it, I'm still not sure what to tweet. But actually as you get involved more and you follow more people and more people follow you, you're sending out more messages, people really get into it, and by the end you can't stop twittering.
We've lost Sean. Hello? Is the operator there?
Okay, hello.
Sorry, we lost you, Sean.
I know. I think the sound quality is bad for the translators. So hopefully they can hear me now. I'll go slower. Okay, so this is my graph of a Twitter experience, and although many of you may feel like you're at the bottom of this graph at the moment, don't worry, the more you interact with it, the more you use it, the more you tweet, the more people you follow, by the end you'll be at the top of the graph and you won't be able to stop tweeting, and hopefully after this presentation you'll all be moving your way up the graph. Okay, one of the advantages of Twitter is just how flexible it is. You see, although you sign in on the main Twitter website, you can actually tweet from many different devices, on the web, and also from mobile phones and other places, so you can actually tweet from anywhere. You can set up your mobile phone so that you can send tweets via SMS, and you do this by clicking the settings button on the main Twitter homepage. I'll actually talk you through how to do this properly later so you can all tweet from your mobile phone. You can also add a Twitter widget to your website or iGoogle, which is just a small box that you can embed on another website. And this means you don't actually have to log into Twitter every time you want to tweet. And this is how I personally tweet, because I don't want to always go to the website, always sign in. I just have a box on another website that I can just use it from. And finally, you can also install a desktop application which runs a bit like, Word or iTunes or anything else on your desktop. And this means that you can it's signed in the whole time and you can actually tweet from there. And the most popular desktop application is TweetDeck, which actually a large majority of Twitter users actually use. It works better than the Twitter website often. Okay, with such a short space, only 140 characters, it's not the place to share a lot of detail. However, as people tend to tweet many times during the day, Twitter is a good tool for capturing people's lives and their thoughts and experiencing and seeing what's happening in the world. Twitter is also transformed into a place where people share links, photos, and other interesting information. The screen grab you can see on the presentation is of a website that pulls in all the tweets with people talking about the things they love as they're saying it. And I think it gives you a kind of real-time insight into people's hearts, which I really, really like. As I've said before, the success of Twitter is really down to its flexibility. And this flexibility has allowed it to be used in a number of ways, not just saying what they did that day or these little details of their lives. They're actually using it for many different reasons. It's used for live events and news reporting. I mean, Twitter these days is often the place that you hear breaking news first. I follow all my news on Twitter. I follow my newspapers, the BBC. I follow it on there first because that's where the information will be first posted. It's also used to just stay in touch with your friends. Conversations are happening all the time on Twitter, and this is how people are keeping in touch with each other. You can also share links, and that's often how popular content is always spread. So, for example, you could send a daily link to the most important news about your campaign, and you can conduct polls. You see, if you've got hundreds of people following you, if you want an answer to a question, then you've got hundreds or so people there ready to give you an answer. So it's a really good way of polling opinions. And one final important news that was unpredicted by its creators when it was set up was the real-time insight it gives into people's thoughts and experiences and trends on the internet. Imagine being able to see what people are talking about right now, and imagine being able to see what they're feeling and loving and hating. Well, that's what Twitter does. And this is where Twitter has come into its own, actually, with the trending topic. You see, it's possible to view all tweets with the same hashtag and follow, in real time, the conversations going on around that topic. It's like listening in on a conversation about something you're interested in, but all around the world with hundreds of people talking. People often use hashtags to highlight a particular issue, and it's been used a lot in campaigning. For example, the recent topic, We Love the NHS. See, when a bunch of US Republicans attacked the National Health Service, the British public fought back using the hashtag, We Love the NHS. Oh, I've got a question here about the hashtag for the training. In terms of hashtag use for this group, we'll be encouraging the use of the hashtag WhyVote that you'll all use in your tweets. So I'll come back to that later when we join the group, but you'll see how using a hashtag can actually spread a message quicker on Twitter. As I was saying, the British public fought back on Twitter using the hashtag We Love the NHS. And doing this, they put the hashtag in and then included short stories about people's personal experiences with the NHS. Okay, and this is something that I found hugely exciting as a campaigner and working for a charity, is that we can get people on board and get people sharing messages. See, Twitter has become a tool for free speech and democracy. During the Iran election crisis, Twitter provided up-to-the-minute news with links, stories, pictures, all being tagged with the hashtag IranElection. See, people who weren't able to before were able to speak out via Twitter, and it was giving a voice to the oppressed voters and telling their story across the world. And since then, Twitter has gone on to prove a powerful tool in the voice of free speech for numerous causes. See, a publishing tool with the ingredients that Twitter offers has never been available before, and it seems that these components are ideally suited to the domain of public opinion and free speech. Now, breaking this quote down, we can see that Twitter is useful to you guys for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's new. Talking in this way online has never been possible before. Twitter encourages freedom of speech and the sharing of opinions. It's also easy. Once you know the basics, you're off. Anyone can get tweeting. And also, it's really fast. Messages spread quickly on Twitter, and you can also find things out quickly. And if you want to report something, you can report it instantly. So, that's why we've started the Why Vote hashtag, the Why Vote group, to encourage discussion around this topic, asking people why vote, and hopefully getting them talking about that on Twitter. And after I've taken you through the basics and introduced you to the Why Vote group, we'll get you involved in discussion yourself, and you'll be running the discussion on Twitter. And now you know how to tweet in theory, but it's important to put it into practice, because really, with all these symbols and click here and click there, you'll only really learn how to tweet if you do it yourself. Okay, so thank you for listening to the presentation, and I hope you understood. I guess it's now time to get your hands dirty and start tweeting yourself.